At the Orange Bowl in the season's final game against the Packers, over 76,000 saw their team regain the touch with their 10th victory.
This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
WIOZ Miami.
Back at the Orange Bowl, Rick Weaver with Larry King and Henry Barrow. Here's the whistle, and Webster forward gets the toe into it. It's high with the wind behind him. Morris back in the end zone about 3 yards. He'll run it out. 5, 10 to the near side. Caught from behind and dragged down at the 11-yard line. A 14-yard return by the leading kickoff returner in the NFL, Berkeley Morris. First down, Dolphins from our 11-yard line. Dolphins moving from our left to our right. The handoff goes to Zonka. Sweep to the right. Gets the corner turn. Out across the 15 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup. He needs 10 more yards unofficially to reach the 1,000-yard mark. Defensively for the Packers, Clarence Williams and Alden Roche are the ends. Mike McCoy and Bob Brown the tackles. The linebackers left to right are Dave Robinson, Jim Carter, and Fred Carr. The cornerbacks Ken Ellis and Al Matthews, and the safeties Willie Wood and Doug Hart. It'll be a second down and 3. Dolphins ball at our 18-yard line. Here's the handoff. Going inside is Zonka over the left tackle. Gets a couple of yards. Out to the 19, maybe the 20. Roche and Carter on the last stop, a gain of 2. The ball is at the Dolphin 20-yard line. It'll be third down and 1. Zonka now unofficially needs 8 yards to reach the 1,000-yard mark. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins with Warfield set as a wide man, as a wingback actually, to the near side. The 2 tight ends are in, Jim Mandich and Marv Fleming, on third down and 1. The handoff goes to Kick. The sweep to the right behind Larry Little. Gets the corner turn. He's out of bounds and has the first down along the near side of the field at the 22-yard line. It'll be a third down and 6. Dolphins ball at our 26-yard line with 11:55 left to go in quarter number 1. Greasy up under center, barks the signals, drops straight back to throw. Now sprints back to his left side, being pursued. He's in trouble and is thrown for a big loss. Back to the 12-yard line. Alden Roche, the defensive right end, is the first man to get to him, along with Clarence Williams, the 2 defensive ends. So they put it down at the 13, and that forces a punting situation. Sample about 2 yards deep, averaging exactly 40 yards a kick, kicking against a strong wind. Dave Davis and Ken Ellis are the 2 deep men, back at about the 50-yard line. Here's the snap. He gets the punt out of there. A nice high spiral to the far side of the field. At the 50 is Davis. He fumbles the football. The Dolphins recover. Jim Langer is the man who was down and hit Davis. Davis did not signal for a fair catch. At the 50, tried to haul it in, and Langer, down on the punt coverage, really cracked him. The ball squirted loose at the 45, and back to the Packer 39. Langer fell on it, and the Dolphins have excellent field position now. The punt traveled 37 yards. He got it up there high enough to give Jim Langer, the second-year man from South Dakota State, a chance to get down and make the play. So off the recovered fumble, the Dolphins have a first down at the Packer 39. And it'll be a third down coming up at 20 yards to go for a first down for the Dolphins at the Packer 49-yard line. Greasy drops the throw, fires the middle. Warfield's got it, fumbles the ball, scramble at the 30-yard line, still loose, and the Packers have got it. And that's what they call a completed pass, a recovered fumble, and Warfield is laid out on the field. The Packers take it back at the 28-yard line. Middle linebacker Jim Carter is the man who recovered the fumble. The pass was complete to Warfield at the 30. He gets up and is coming off with a little assistance. All right, Packers for the first time have the ball offensively at their 28-yard line. For the Packers offensively, Dave Davis, number 47. Carroll Dale, number 84, the wide receivers. The tight end, McGeorge, number 81. The running backs, Donnie Anderson, 44, and John Brockington, 42. Stars, the quarterback. The tackles are Francis Pay and Dick Himes. Gail Gillingham and Bill Luker, the guards, and Ken Bowman is the center. Setting the Dolphins defensively for you, Jim Riley and Bill Stanfill are the ends. Manny Fernandez and Bob Hines the tackles. The linebackers are Doug Swift on the strong side, Nick Bonaconte in the middle, and Bob Matheson on the weak side. The cornerbacks are Tim Foley, Curtis Johnson. The safeties are Jake Scott and Dick Anderson. We have 8:26 to go in this first quarter. There is no score. Third down, 5. Star straight back. Has the rush pass up the middle, complete to Anderson. 45, 40, 35, down to the 30, down inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. Goes Donnie Anderson on a slant over the middle. The tackle by Bob Matheson from behind. They put it down at the 22. He picks up 32 yards on the pass completion. Bart Starr to Donnie Anderson over the middle, and he's brought down at the Dolphin 22-yard line.
And Starr found the crack in that zone. In every zone play, there is a crack. Starr found it right there, shooting Anderson from the backfield, a thing that has been successfully done against the Dolphins now for the third week in a row.
Third down and 5 for a first down, 7 yards to go for a score. 5:38 left to go in this first quarter. Nobody has scored yet. Dale splits to the far side. Davis is wide to the near side. Hampton and Brockington are the split backs in behind Bart Starr. Starr, quick pass. It is incomplete. It was intended for McGeorge, and it might have hit the corner of the goalpost, or somebody got a hand on it. Anyway, he had his back turned to the football. A quick slant up the middle, intended for McGeorge. The pass is incomplete, so the field goal team comes on. And Tim Webster, the youngster who's taken over the kicking chores, who has 4 out of 7 in the field goal department, his longest of 28 yards, will try the field goal down here at the west end. This will be a 14-yard attempt from the near side inbounds hash mark. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up, and it's good. The Packers jump out in front by a score of 3-0. There is a timeout on the field with 5:21 left to play in period number 1. The score of the Packers 3, our Dolphins nothing.
Each team has turned over the ball on a fumble. The Packers took advantage of it.
Dolphins having trouble moving against this Packer defense. First down at our 30-yard line. On the snap, Greasy pitches the kick, sweep to the near side. He's across the 30, 35, 40, 45, and is wrestled out of bounds at the Dolphins' 47-yard line by linebacker Fred Carr. 17 yards for Jim Kick. And they put the ball down at the 47. That is another first down. The third for the Dolphins at our 47. The sweep to the near side. He cut back on a couple of steps to his left, found a hole, shook off a couple of tacklers, and was belted out of bounds at our 47. That is the long gainer of the day on the ground for the Dolphins. 3 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the first period. Second down and 10 as we get no gain out of that. Ball at the Dolphin 47. Warfield splits to the far side. Twilly to the near side. Zonka and Kick, the split backs behind Greasy. Greasy drops straight back to throw. Sets up, fires in the middle. Marv Fleming catches the ball after he apparently had dropped it, but it did not touch the ground, and the flag goes down as he is dropped at the Packer 45. A little rough stuff from Marvin's old teammates, Fred Carr and Doug Hart, were the fellows who hit him. That ball was thrown behind Fleming. Fleming maybe had overrun the ball. He reached back with his right hand, juggled it, and as he was falling to the ground, retained possession. And he got an elbow from linebacker Fred Carr. A personal foul penalty is tacked on top of the completion. A great catch by Fleming, and his old teammates roughed him up. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up, and it's good. 25-yard field goal by Yepremians. The score, the Packers 3 and our Dolphins 3. Dolphins playing good defense. This has been a defensive struggle so far. So it'll be a 4th down, and Garo Yepremian's field goal unit comes in. The line of scrimmage will be the Packer 33. This will be a 40-yard attempt. Noonan will hold with the wind to Garo's back. He kicked one earlier of 25, 26 yards to tie it up. Willie Wood is back deep in case it's short. Ball is snapped, set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It is no good. No good, off to the far side of the crossbar. So Garo's 1 for 2 this afternoon. And the score remains at 3-3. With 7 minutes and 59 seconds to go. The Dolphins just have not been able to get in the end zone, and neither have the Packers. Dolphins will start from our 39. There's a timeout on the field with 6:24 to go in the half. Zonka needs unofficially just 3 yards now. Here's the handoff. He belts the middle, and that's going to be very close. As he started from the 39, gets to the 42-yard line. 3 or 4 yards is what he needed unofficially to get to the 1,000-yard mark. Tackled by Fred Carr and Lionel Aldridge. And I would assume that they will make an announcement on the PA system before we get it. There it is. Larry Zonka. The officials call a timeout. We had it right on the button. He needed 3 yards. They're stopping the game and are going to present Larry with the football. What an achievement this is. And he's coming over to the near sideline. Fans have the handkerchiefs out. He has played with more bumps and bruises than most running backs. In order to attain the 1,000-yard mark, you have to have durability along with ability. And he has had it. He has played with the bumps and the bruises, and he surpasses the 1,000-yard mark in rushing, the first Dolphin to do that, and enters a very exclusive club. So the Dolphins have, with Zonka's football safely tucked away on the near sideline, a 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line in our territory. Here's Greasy. The handoff goes to Zonk. Sweep to the left. 45. Up to the 50-yard line goes Zonka, padding the 1,000-yard margin. Jim Carter and Al Matthews team up to make the tackle. That is good for a Dolphin first down.
And Matthews offered his congratulations to Zonka right down in front of us. When Zonka came off to the sideline, he handed the ball to Shula, and he and Don shook hands on the occasion of Zonka being the first Dolphin in history to gain 1,000 yards, and the Dolphins have just gained their 7th first down.
Going into this season, only 24 men in the history of the NFL had rushed for over 1,000 yards. John Brockington of the Packers became number 25 last week. Second down and 18. They're in a prevent defense. Ball at the Packer 43-yard line. Stoll wide to the right. Zonka slot right, and Warfield splits to the near side. Greasy waiting for the snap. Drops back to throw. Has time. Fires. Warfield got it. Great catch inside the 25. Knocked down at the 22-yard line. Check it. Otto Stoll. Otto Stoll. Ken Ellis is the fellow who tripped him up. Otto Stoll was the receiver coming off the far side and slanted in toward the middle. Caught the ball at the 25 and is knocked down at the 22-yard line. 18 yards on the completion from Greasy to Otto Stoll. That, of course, is good for a first down. Down at the Packer 22. Otto Stoll catching his first pass of the game as the 2-minute warning sounds. There's a timeout on the field with a score. The Packers 3 and our Dolphins 3. It'll be third down and 5 for the Dolphins at the Packers 17-yard line. And a timeout is called by Miami, stopping the clock with 59 seconds left to go in this first half. We have a third and 5 at the Packers 17-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Greasy drops back to throw, has time, fires for the sidelines. Kick has got it, but he's going to lose yardage to the 20-yard line. The tackle by weak safety Willie Wood, who has been back there on a lot of occasions and diagnosed that play perfectly. A loss of about 3. So here comes your Premian in, and the ball will be put down at the far inbounds hash mark. Garrow, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon, missed one from 40 and hit one from 26. Will try to give the Dolphins a dressing room lead, barring any miraculous comeback here with 26 seconds to go. The clock is running. This will be a 27-yard attempt from the far inbounds hash mark. Noonan will hold, and if he makes it, the Dolphins will carry a 6-3 lead to the dressing room. Waiting for the snap, set down, the kick is up. He's got it high enough, long enough, and it's accurate enough. Right through the uprights. Yepremian adds his second field goal, 2 out of 3 on the afternoon. And the Dolphins, with 10 seconds showing on the board, lead by a score of 6-3, as Yepremian has been the offensive weapon for the Dolphins this afternoon. That 61-yard drive and 11 plays, and the 27-yard field goal by Garo Yepremian, who came in with 108 points and now has 114. That's the end of the first half with the score. Our Dolphins 6 and the Packers 3.
It's halftime at the Orange Bowl in a rather sluggish first half of offensive ineptitude would be a bad word. Neither club is really striking anywhere. Neil, grab a chair. The Dolphins lead at 6-3, virtue of 2 field goals by Yepremian, one of 26, one of 27 yards. Webster's 14-yarder put the Packers on the board first. Down to the Dolphin bench and Henry Barrow. Henry?
Thank you, Larry. I'm sure that Don Shula goes into this locker room with a much different attitude than he had hoped to have. All week long, they've been working on getting this offense on track. They haven't been able to do it. Bob Greasy, with that great pressure, has been way off on his passing. I'm sure they would like to have rested Bob a little bit in this ball game. It doesn't look like he's going to get any rest until they get the offense moving, and I'm sure they'll be working on that now. Shula has been talking with both Paul Warfield and Bob Greasy throughout this ball game, trying to find out what will work. When they meet with the coaches who've been up in the box upstairs during halftime, I'm sure they'll find out what they can do. And the only problem they have is waiting that Green Bay offensive series, because Miami does kick off to Green Bay in the second half. The defense has been playing very well, as good as we could expect. And I think we'll see some offensive changes.
Starr has gone all the way. They've got Scott Hunter on the sidelines and Zeke Bratkowski on the phones over there. And Mr. Starr has a sustained drive going right here and now. 12:19 to go in this third quarter. Nobody has been able to get into the other team's end zone. 3 field goals. The Dolphins lead 6-3. And the Dolphins have not scored a TD now, going into their 11th quarter from scrimmage. Here is Dale split to the far side. Davis to the near side. Brockington and Anderson, the split backs behind Starr at the 50-yard line. First down for the Packers. Hart drops back to throw. Sets up. Fires across the left corner to McGeorge, the tight end, and he's knocked down inside the Dolphin 40-yard line at about the 39. Tackled by Matheson and Curtis Johnson. Our Dolphins, with the Patriots leading the Colts at halftime 14-3, could win the AFC Eastern Championship with a victory here this afternoon. Henry?
Rick, the complexion of this game may change now because of the weather. The rain is beginning down here now. It started as a light sprinkle, but it's coming in.
Second down and 6 Packers in this sustained drive, which started back at their 25. Here is Starr, fakes the handoff, back to throw, sets up in the pocket, throws to McGeorge, the tight end, and he catches the ball down at the 22-yard line. Check it, Carroll Dale. Carroll Dale was the receiver. 10 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Dolphins lead 6-3. It'll be third down and 8 for the Packers at the Dolphin 20-yard line. 9 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dolphins lead 6-3. Brockington and Anderson, the I-backs behind Starr. The handoff, Brockington, whole right side, and it's closed in a hurry as he is stacked up at the 18-yard line. They picked up only 2 yards. And so, with a 4th and 6 situation from the Dolphin 18-yard line, and we'll get the field goal attempt, Webster with Anderson holding. No angle at all, right out in front of the goalpost. He will be kicking against the wind. 24 yards. He kicked one earlier of 14. Here's the snap, set down. The kick is up. It's high enough. And it's good. The score is tied now with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. In this third quarter, there's a timeout on the field. Our Dolphins 6 and the Packers 6.
Here's the Packer kickoff and Rick Weaver.
Mercury Morris, who leads the NFL in kickoff returns, 31.4, and Charlie Lee are deep. It's a short kick purposely. Bob Matheson lets the ball roll through. Morris picks it up and is down back at the 16-yard line. All right, let's see if we can get some offense on track here. This is tied up 6-6. Warfield spreads to the near side. Stowe split a couple of yards to the right. Kick and Zonka, the splitbacks behind Bob Greasy. Dolphins from our 16. Hand off to Zonka through the left side. Out to the 20. Out to the 25-yard line goes Larry Zonka. 7 minutes, 39 seconds to go in period number 3. Otto Stowe splits to the far side. Warfield in tight now, as Greasy lines up with a 2nd down and 1 situation from our 25-yard line. The handoff goes to Kick, puts his head down, barrels in over the right side, and he may have the first down out to about the 27. 7 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. First down from our 27-yard line. Greasy waits for the snap, fakes the handoff, drops to throw, has plenty of time, fires the middle. Warfield's got it, 45, spins off a tackler and is knocked down at the Dolphin 47-yard line. That for Warfield is a pickup of 22 yards, and he needs just 2 more unofficially to get to the 1,000-yard mark in yardage received this year. Warfield and Stowe are wide to the near side of the field. First down, Dolphins at our 47. Here's a handoff. Zonka, big hole. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, down to the 25-yard line. Goes Larry Zonka. Doug Hart, the strong safety, and Al Matthews team up to knock him off his feet. 22 yards for the Zonker. First down, Dolphins. A great block on the left side. Bob Brown is out. Jim Delisle is in as defensive tackle for the Packers, as they really pulled and knocked some people cat winding on that particular play. First down, Dolphins at the Packer 25. The Dolphins moving from our right to our left toward the west end of the field. Warfield and Stowe are split wide. Here's the handoff, kick, sweep to the right, gets the block from Kuchenberg and gets inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Second down and 8. 4:44 to go in this third quarter. Score tied, 6-6. Greasy drops back to throw. Good protection, fires for kick. He's got it inside the 20 and is tackled at about the 18-yard line, driven back, but his forward progress will carry him to the 18, which is about 3 yards shy of a first down. Third down and 3 from the Packer 18-yard line. Here's Greasy waiting for the snap from center. Drops to throw. Fires for the far side. Warfield inside. Check it. Stowe inside the 10, the 5. And he's driven out of bounds on the far side of the field at the 7-yard line is what they're going to call it. Otto Stowe, the receiver. First and goal from the Packers 7. Warfield is put just a couple of yards off the left side. Here's the handoff. Zonka, wedge blocking over right guard, gets to the 5. Second down and 5.5 to go for a Dolphin touchdown. Score tied 6-6. 2:51 to go in this third quarter. Greasy lines up in a tight formation with the short yardage blocking. Handoff to kick. Sweep to the left. Flags are down. He's down to the 5, the 2, the 1. He did not get into the end zone, but flags go down. Offsides against the Packers has been declined. The Dolphins will take the gain on the yardage by kick, and the down will be a 3rd and goal situation from the Packer 1-yard line. Had he not taken it, it would have been a second down with 3 yards to go. So they take the yardage. third and a yard to go for a TD. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Third and goal from the 1-yard line. Greasy hands the kick, sweeps the right side. He is in for the touchdown. And the white handkerchiefs come out. The first time today in force. I think they kind of use them half-heartedly on field goals, but wholeheartedly on touchdowns. The Dolphin battle flag, the white handkerchief, kick, scores his third touchdown of the year. From 1 yard out, a sweep off the right side. Yepremian will try the point for placement. Noonan will hold. Dolphins lead 12-6. That's our first touchdown in 11 quarters of play. The kick is up, and it's good. There is a timeout on the field with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The score, our Dolphins 13 and the Packers 6. All right, Yepremian kicks off. Hampton and Davis are deep. Hampton the deeper of the two. The kick is way deep in the end zone, goes through Hampton's hands and out of the end zone for the touchback, and the Packers will start from their 20-yard line. All right, Bart Starr remains as the Packer quarterback. They are moving from our left to our right to the east end zone. They start from their 20-yard line. Starr has gone all the way. The Dolphins have scored their first touchdown from scrimmage in the last 11 quarters of play and lead 13-6. But 2:28 to go in this third quarter. Dale split to the near side. Davis to the far side. Brockington and Anderson, the setbacks. Hand off to Anderson. Sweep to the right. He is going no place. Fumbles the ball. Dolphins recover it. It's still loose. And the Dolphins finally get it at the 24. Bob Matheson. Bob Matheson recovered the fumble. Bonacardi had a shot at it. It squirted away from him. As we called it recovered, then it squirted out of his hands, down along the near sidelines. And Matheson finally fell on it. The Dolphins have it at the Packer 25.
This is the reverse of what happened in Baltimore a couple of weeks ago when the Colts were in a 0-0 game with Buffalo, and they heard the announcement that the Dolphins had lost. Baltimore went crazy. Here we have had the announcement via radio to 20,000 or so transistors, I guess, or 50,000, that the Colts are trailing, and now the Dolphins are going wild.
All right, Warfield splits to the near side. Stowe to the far side. Kicking Zonka behind Greasy. Here's the reverse. Warfield carries to the far side. Down to the 20. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. Down to the 7-yard line. And a flag on the play after he was hit. Warfield on the end around from this side to the far side. Picks up 18 yards, and there was a flag thrown after he was hit and on the ground at the 7-yard line. Norm Evans threw a great block to spring him loose. If the penalty is against the Packers, it'll march it off half the distance. That's what it is. Sets the ball down to the 3-yard line, and it'll be a personal foul against Green Bay for hitting after the whistle. So the Dolphins pick up 18 yards as Warfield rambles on the flanker back, the wide receiver around, the end around, whatever you want to call it, and the Dolphins pick up some additional yardage, half the distance, have a first and goal at the 3-yard line. Here's the handoff to kick. He's down to about the 1-foot line. Bouncing in over the left side, Mike McCoy throws his 285 pounds in there to stop him. And let's see where they're going to mark it. Down at about the 1-yard line. Second down and goal for the Dolphins at the Packer 1-yard line. 1:12 to go in the third quarter. Kicking Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy in the short yardage offense. Greasy up under center. Hands to Zonka. He's over the right side. He is in, dragging tacklers with him. They could not stop him. Was right at the goal line by Willie Wood and a couple of other people, and he just took him right into the end zone with him over the right side. A 25-yard drive at 3 plays as Zonka scores from 1 yard out. That is his 7th touchdown of the season. Dolphins now lead 19-6. Yepremian can make it 20 with 59 seconds to go in this third quarter. Snap set down, the kick is up, and it is perfect. There is a timeout on the field with 59 seconds to go in the third quarter. The score, our Dolphins 20 and the Packers 6. Here's Yepremian's kickoff. He gets it high. Hampton and Davis back there. There may not be a run back. No, he's going to run it out. Hampton 6 yards deep out of the 5, the 10, across the 15, and is smacked at the 20-yard line. Bart Starr, the quarterback. Here's the handoff to Hampton. Hampton slants over the right side, gets to the 25, drags the tackler with him out to the 29-yard line. And there is the end of the third period. Dolphin football action will continue from the Orange Bowl with a score. Our Dolphins 20, the Packers 6. 2nd and 1 from the 29. Here's a handoff. Brockington, he's not going to get it this time as he gets a yard to the 30, and that's all over the right side. And the Dolphins were waiting for him. It'll be 3rd down and about a foot for a Packer first down at the 30-yard line. So here's a handoff. Going to Hampton, cuts it over the left side, 30, 35, out to the 37-yard line. He's got the first down. Here's Starr, fakes the handoff. Throws the screen, caught by McGeorge, the tight end, 32 up the far sideline, 35, 40, across the 45, and knocked out of bounds at about the midfield stripe on the far side of the field by weak safety Jake Scott. 13:25 left to play. The Dolphins, with a couple of quick TDs in that third quarter, lead 20-6 after the game had developed into a battle of field goals. Here's the handoff. Going inside is Brockington. Bangs the middle, gets down to about the 47-yard line. Pickup of about 3. 13 minutes showing on the clock left to play in this ball game. Starr sets his ball club, 2nd and 7 at the Dolphin 47-yard line. Here's the fake handoff. Back he goes to throw. Fires for the near sideline. It is overthrown, intended for Dale. 3rd down and 7. Packers ball at the Dolphin 47-yard line. Starr looks over the defense. Here's the fake handoff. Drops back to throw. Being pursued. Throws the screen intended for Hampton, and they dump it into the ground. Hampton would never have gotten that one as a good rush was put on by Manny Fernandez and forced Starr to get rid of the ball that time before he wanted to. With a 4th down and 7 situation, Tim Webster comes in, the field goal kicking specialist, and he will have about a 54-yard attempt here. The longest he's kicked is 28 yards from the far inbounds hash mark. He has the wind behind him. Snap set down, it's blocked. Curtis Johnson picks it up, 45, down to the 30, 25, 20, down to the 10, 5, touchdown Dolphins. Curtis Johnson and Lloyd Mumford teamed up to block that kick, and Johnson picked up the loose football and takes it down the far sidelines, 45 yards for a touchdown. The 2-year quarterback from the University of Toledo. And what a hand he gets. Blocked by Mumford and Johnson. And Johnson picked it up and rambles about 45 yards for the TD. Yepremian will try the point from placement. Snap set down, the kick is up, it's good, there's a flag on the play. The kick is good, the Packers had 13 men on the field. There's a timeout on the field with 12:19 to go in the ball game. The score, our Dolphins 27, the Packers 6.
Friends, unless Curtis Knight tacks on a miracle here in the second half, Garrow will be the leading scorer in National Football League. Garrow now has 117 points. Knight has 107.
And they'll put it out to about the 31-yard line. Packers from their 31-yard line. Bart fakes the handoff, sprints back to his right, sets the throw, being pursued. He is going to have to eat it back at the 24. As the Dolphins wrap him up, Jim Riley was the first man to get in there. Back at the 24-yard line, a loss of about 7 on the play. Bob Hines also went on top of him. Nobody open. And he was vainly looking for a receiver as Riley came busting in from the left side, and then Hines contributed to the mayhem. A 2nd down and 17. Packers ball back at their 24-yard line. Starr back to throw. Sets. Being rushed again. He's going to have to eat it. He has really cracked back at the 16-yard line. Jim Riley ate him alive that time for the 2nd time in a row. 3rd down, 24. Packers from their 17. Here is Starr sprinting back to his left. Sets up, being pursued. Flings a screen out far side. Anderson's got it. 15. Knocked down at the 19. Great play by Nick Bonacani, who wrapped him up at the 19-yard line and is way shy of what they needed, and a 4th down and a punting situation coming up. Donnie Anderson comes in to handle the punting chores. The Dolphins defense gets a well-deserved round of applause. We have really busted the thing open here in this second half, about the time that the announcement was made of the Patriots Colts score. Dolphins leading 27-6 with 10:15 to go. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl. The Dolphins have Carl Noonan at a wide receiver. George Myra is in at quarterback for the first time today. Otto Stowe splits to the near side, Noonan to the far side. The running backs are Terry Cole and Hubert Ginn. Here's the reverse. Across the right side, Hubert Ginn, the ball carrier. He slips and falls at the 43, gets up and rambles out to the 46-yard line. He came from the far side to the near side. Alan Roche makes the tackle on the play. 6:35 left to go. The Dolphins did not attain the necessary first down yardage, so Larry Seipel is in the punt. The line of scrimmage will be the Dolphin 46. Here is Seipel's kick. He gets it high, and a magnificent punt. Grabbed by Davis back at the 13, starts laterally, far side, up the far sideline, 15, 20, 25, 30, dragged down by 1 foot at the 31-yard line. On the far side of the field, and had the not been stopped over there by Lloyd Mumford, he might have picked up sizable yardage. 44 yards by Seipel, an excellent punt. We have a timeout on the field with 6:14 left to play. The score, our Dolphins 27 and the Packers 6. This game has again settled down into a pattern after the Dolphins broke it open. 27-6 is the score. Third down, less than a yard at the Dolphins' 46-yard line. Starr ready to go to work. Here's the handoff. Brockington through the right side. He's more than got it now. The first down and the record as he belts his way down to the 41-yard line. The tackle by Bob Petrella along with Lloyd Mumford of the Dolphins. First down for the Packers at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. And Brockington has more than attained enough yardage to surpass that set by Cookie Gilchrist in his rookie season with the Buffalo Bills in 1962. A great effort by a fine athlete and a young man that has many fine years in front of him yet. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go. Third down and 8 from the Dolphin 26. Here's Starr being pursued. He is going to get caught and thrown for a big loss by Jim Riley, who's been all over him like he owned him, especially in this second half, way back to the 41-yard line. Now this could very well take him out of... Well, I won't go ahead and say that because they need a touchdown. I don't think they'd even bother with a field goal. We got a timeout on the field with 2 minutes. That's the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. The score, our Dolphins 27 and the Packers 6. Jim Riley has unofficially recorded 3 dumps this afternoon of Starr. Here's Starr on fourth down. Back to throw, being pursued by Hines. Ball is batted down by Frank Cornish. Hines was pursuing from behind on Starr. He didn't know which way to go, and he lofted the ball, and Cornish batted the ball down for the incompletion. So the Dolphins will take over at their 41-yard line and proceed to run out the clock with 1 minute 54 seconds to go and a 27-6 lead. And the defense has done it again. Timeout on the field. It'll be a third down and 6 for the Dolphins. The ball at their 45-yard line. 1:40 left to go in this ball game. Myra hands off to Terry Cole. Comes to the right side, runs into a tackler, and is knocked down at the 47-yard line. They didn't make the yardage. It'll about 4 yards shy, so Seipel will come in and punt on fourth down. Line of scrimmage, the Dolphin 48-yard line, and Seipel stands back at the 33. Here's the snap. He gets the kick away, a wobbly punt down the near sideline. Bounces at the 20, good bounce. 15, down to the 10. Inside the 10, will be down by Mike Colon at the Packers' 7-yard line. So Larry Seipel gets a good roll on it, and the Packers 45 yards on the punt. The Packers start back at their 7-yard line. And it'll be a second down and 3, but there are only 4 seconds left to go. The Packers will wind up 4-8-2 and finish in last place in the NFC Central Division. Len Garrett comes in at the tight end. He's a rookie, replacing Rich McGeorge for Green Bay. This will be the last play of the game. Second down and 3. Starr drops back to throw. Sets up, being rushed, throws. It is incomplete. Anderson, the intended receiver. And there is the end of the football season as far as the NFL regular season schedule is concerned. The Dolphins crack the Packers 27-6, the final score. Our Dolphins win it, finish up 10-3-1. We'll be back with the final wrap-up in just a moment. We've seen Larry Zonka go beyond the 1,000-yard mark this afternoon. John Brockington become the best rushing rookie in the history of the National Football League. This is a young ball club still growing, and they have matured very rapidly in the last 2 years under the very confident and able direction of Don Shula and his fine staff of assistants. If the Patriots should dump the Colts, we would go up against the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day, and airtime on WIOD and the Dolphin Network would be at 3:50.
Don Shula in the most victorious, best year the Dolphins ever had, at 10-3-1. That'd be a very satisfying afternoon. I'm wondering how you felt at halftime, though.
Well, I felt like we weren't getting much done, especially offensively, where we had a lot of real good field positions, a lot of good opportunities, and we kept having to settle for the field goal or the field goal attempt, not taking advantage of it, and this is what we're going to have to do. But in the second half, our defense continued to keep them off the board, and then offensively, we went to work.
Now, did we make some changes offensively?
No, we a couple of running plays that we hadn't used in the first half went in the second half, and I think we attacked them a little bit different. But I'm not going to get into the technical part of the the attack.
Don, we had to be a little concerned when you're thinking about saving bodies and winning a game. We were trying to imagine the kind of double pressure you're on. No one injured. You know you're in the playoffs. You also want to win the division.
Yes, this is true because winning gives us the possibility of getting the championship game back here. So it was important from that standpoint. When you line up and play a preseason game or a scrimmage, you don't want to get anybody hurt. But the nature of football is such that if you don't go all out, you're more apt to get hurt than when you are going all out.
What about the play of Otto Stowe, who made a key catch in that touchdown drive?
Well, he came up with a couple of big plays there. And Otto, you know, we've said all along, we think he's going to be one of the fine young receivers with the Dolphins. And Twilly banged up his knee a little bit, so it gave Otto a good opportunity to get in there and get some work.
What about Greasy's play? Strong rush against him in the first half.
Yes, of course, that's a big defensive line. I don't know if you noticed the size of those linemen from Green Bay, but that is a big defensive line, and they're a fine defensive football team. Bob, in the second half, put it together. He was real sharp and had a couple of the kind of drives that Greasy is associated with.
And Don, one other thing, travel plans. Assuming we go to Cleveland, you're going to leave Saturday, right?
Yes, we're figuring on leaving at 10 in the morning, either on Saturday or Friday, depending on what happens in the next 10 or 12 minutes here.
There was a report that you wanted to get a couple of extra days, and that was probably just a rumor, right? That you'd go on the road earlier this time to get cold weather acclimated.
No, I don't know where that came from. I've never said that. I just feel that there's no way that you get acclimated to cold weather, and you got to line up and play, and you get there 2 days ahead of time. It might be nice, and then it could get cold. But we're going with the idea of preparing like we would for a regular season game.
Now, are you covering the Kansas City-Buffalo game? Did the coach go to that game today?
No, we didn't have a scout there. We had Carl Tassif, our scout, went up to see the Cleveland game. So we did not send a scout to Kansas City. However, we do have a film exchange, and this is the way that you normally work.
Same thing, day off tomorrow for the team?
Yes, then we go back to work Tuesday morning at 9:30.
So we'll be either going to Kansas City Friday 10 o'clock or Saturday 10 o'clock.
We're going somewhere.
Thank you. That was Don Shula, and we'll be back with more after this. Larry Zonka, who went past the 1,000-yard mark today, the first Dolphin ever to do that, accomplishing it this afternoon. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, Larry. It was a real thrill passing that 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, and I saw you come off. You had to feel pretty good. I know you weren't too happy with where the team was at that minute, but it had to be quite a joy to get that ball and everything.
Yeah, that's the only drawback to receiving an award like that during the game. I was a little bit tense at that particular time, so had my mind really a little more on the game at that point.
Larry, the game has changed a bit, and a lot of runners this year are around that 1,000-yard mark. How do you explain it?
Oh, you can't explain it, really. Professional football is as much running as it is throwing, and one season it leans towards the throwing, and the next season it'll lean towards the running. It's just a flip of a coin.
Is it the zone defenses? Is that forcing must the offense today have the balance?
Well, the zone defenses puts a lot more pressure on the linebackers, and once you start to beat the linebackers, then they once you can get them where they're not sure whether they're dropping back deep and protecting against the pass or having to come up for the run, if they can give them false keys to read, then of course you can establish your running game much faster.
Now, what about the Packers? How did they hit?
The Packers haven't changed much. The first time I ever played them in the All-Star game in '68, they hit then, and they've hit ever since. Every time, at least on every occasion we've played them, and they're a real gruesome team, and it was head-to-head out there. And I think the kicking teams and our defensive unit had some key plays that put us out in scoring position, and then the offense followed through.
Now, let me ask one 1,000-yard man about another. What did you think of young Mr. Brockington?
He's a great back, Larry. What can you say about him? You know, he proves himself. He's the kind of guy that has a good average, and he runs by his average. He doesn't lose yardage on 5 or 6 plays and then break one wide open. He's consistent. He gains yardage every time he carries the ball, or nearly every time. And
that's what runners respect, right? I mean, when the runners get together, you like that guy who gets it every time.
Well, that's the kind of guy I try to be, so of course I respect that kind of individual a little bit more.
Lawrence, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, you're going to get the Mr. Everready Award, and as the Dolphin Everready of the Year, we look forward to seeing you on Dial Dolphins, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Larry.
And you have won the Eastern Division Championship.
Feels great. Just fantastic.
Now, how do you feel about going to play KC?
Fine. Just near home. I like it.
Yeah, you come. That's
yeah,
not...
only 4 hours away.
Tell us how cold it's going to be there.
Now, that's one thing you can't tell about that weather out there. It could be a beautiful day. You know, it could be 60, 70 degrees. It could be 20, 10. Don't know.
Oh, they do fluctuate that much in the winter?
Oh, yeah. In the wintertime, you don't know. I mean, you don't know one day to the next what it's going to be like, really.
How did it feel, James, to rack up Mr. Starr like that today? And you really give him a couple shots.
It feels real good, Larry. You know it does. I mean, headgum, that's a defensive lineman. That's what they pay us for, and second, when you get on it, it just feels fantastic. It really does. I feel great.
You ought to. You had a great game.
Thank you, Larry.
Let's congratulate Monty Clark. He's in division title.
Oh, great. Just like old times.
I think everyone here took it as kind of a shock. The truth, Monty, did you have it set in your mind you were going to Cleveland?
Well, not really. It looked that way, and I had called some of my friends and said, be seeing you. But I don't mind this way. It's the pride of being a champion, a division championship, and I'm glad to have that, too.
Of course, now it's Christmas Eve away again.
I was just kidding to Marco. We used to beat St. Louis out of the division championship all the time. I said, I know how it feels, Bob, but tell me, refresh my mind. How does it feel to do it for the first time?
Monty, we'll see you up there. We'll get another French restaurant. We'll find one in Kansas City. Paul, can we congratulate you? Are you doing something? Can I just say hello? Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you, Larry.
How do you feel?
A little sore, but I'm going to be all right.
Frankly, were you thinking of going to Cleveland?
Well, I was prepared to go either to Cleveland or Kansas City. It really didn't make that much difference to me. Yes, it would have been nice to go back to Cleveland, a place I'd played 6 years previously before. But it doesn't mean that I preferred going to Cleveland as opposed to Kansas City, because I feel that going into a playoff, any team can be just as tough as another team. And I think that Cleveland can be just as tough as Baltimore or Kansas City. They're a team that sort of found themselves and put their team back together in recent weeks, and they've been winning. And so everybody is starting off on equal footing, and they have just as much a chance to win this thing as we do, as the other two teams in this conference. So it doesn't matter whether we would have gone to Cleveland. As it stands, we're going to Kansas City. I think it's going to be tough anywhere we go.
Either way. I gather then also, seeing New England out there, you're not too surprised that New England beaten Baltimore.
Well, I think that Baltimore perhaps was not up for this game. They played very well against us last week, as you know, and they were really up for that ball game against us, and perhaps they were down a little bit this week. They knew they were in the playoffs regardless, and they probably didn't show quite as well as they showed against us.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, Larry.
All right, folks, it's a very happy, I guess surprised. I think most of these ball players were psyched into going to Cleveland. They are just a very happy, contented group of young men.
Looking at the defensive statistics, Bob Matheson came in and started at the linebacker spot, weak side linebacker this afternoon, did a magnificent job. He winds up with a total of 11 tackles, 9 unassisted, and 1 fumble recovery. Jim Riley had a good afternoon with 7 tackles and 3 of those tackles on the passer. Bill Stanfill had the other sack. The official team statistics, the Dolphins wind up with 17 first downs to the Packers 14. 245 yards for us, and total offensive yardage to 223 for the Pack. The passing yardage was 90 for us to 86 for them. And Greasy, along with Myra, combined for 13 out of 21. Bart Starr had 13 out of 22. And as far as the rest of these statistics are concerned, Lloyd Mumford gets official credit for the block on the field goal. Curtis Johnson was right with him. He gobbled it up at the 47-yard line and ran it in for the touchdown, which was one of the most exciting and thrilling plays of the season. The Dolphins broke it open after a defensive struggle and a battle of field goals between Tim Webster and Garo Yepremian. And Garo is in a real battle with Kurt Knight, who came up with some points also this afternoon. And Garo comes up with a couple of field goals and extra points, 3 extra points this afternoon, for a total of 9 points. He went into the ball game with a total of 108. So depending there on what Kurt Knight does, Larry Zonka entered the 1,000-yard club. And unofficially, Paul Warfield was anywhere from 2 to 4 yards shy of also getting 1,000 yards. He had to leave the ball game because of some bruised ribs. And John Brockington, we have confirmed it, is official, the all-time leading rookie rusher, and that surpasses the record set by Cookie Gilchrist for the Buffalo Bills back in 1962. Miami football fans have a lot to look forward to in the next few years. The Dolphins cracked the Packers 27-6, the final score.